Hey y'all, it's Carly. In this video, we'll be doing a 72-hour challenge by completely starting from scratch. We'll be doing a new Facebook ad, new store, new brand, basically everything brand new. We'll see how much we can make in profit by the end of the 72 hours. And the best part about this challenge is if this video gets over 100 likes, I'll be giving the store away to one of my subscribers. So make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for the secret keyword instructions on how to enter later. Okay, now let's get right into it. First, we'd usually start by finding a winning product. And to do that, we'd usually be using AliExpress, but instead we're going to use a product that I have tested before. The product we're going to be using for this challenge is a pet nail grinder. It sold pretty well about 8 months ago, but now that a lot of dog grooming shops aren't open, I'm hopeful that it will do a lot better. We have our product, so now we'll find our supplier. We're going to filter by order total, then we're going to shop around for some suppliers that have a rating of at least 4.7 for this product. Then we're going to narrow it down and find the cheapest and best supplier. Now we've narrowed it down to 2 suppliers with the same price, so we're just going to go with the supplier with the higher rating. Now that we have a product picked out, it's time to create a brand logo. And as you saw in my previous video, how I make $1,000 a day in profit, we'll be using canva.com. All right, so we're shooting for a decent quality of logo here, nothing too fancy. We want to spend as little time as possible doing this, but you also want to make sure you're creating a logo that isn't going to scare anybody away or make them think it's a scam website. And after a solid 5-minute session on Canva, this is what we're gonna roll with for this challenge. Next, we'll go on Fiverr and find a cheap listing to get a video ad, as our ad is definitely gonna need a demo. An image really wouldn't cut it, and it just wouldn't be enough to explain exactly what our product does. There are so many editors that can make a 30-45 second ad on Fiverr, but just go with the top choice and you should be good to go. Just make sure you provide them with your logo and your verbiage for the ad. The video editor also gave me a GIF, which was a nice free upgrade since I've used it before. And speaking of that, here's our ad he made us. It's pretty solid and definitely good enough for a first ad. Now, while you have some downtime while your ad's being created, this is the perfect time to set up your Shopify store. I went super simple with the homepage and just used a stock image to take up some space. Again, you just want to make sure you're not scaring the customer away. You're going to be linking straight to the product page from your ad, so you don't ever really need to spend much time here. For the product page, I pulled ideas from other sellers of this product and made sure to change the text and formatting so it didn't infringe on anyone's copywriting. For our product price, it'll be pretty expensive compared to our competitors at $49.99, but we'll be targeting 99% to dog owners who I think will be more inclined to spend $50 on their pet as opposed to cat owners. So that's going to be where we'll differentiate ourselves from the rest. The competitors are all calling this product a pet nail grinder, and dog owners will probably think that's for cats and definitely not strong enough for thicker dog claws. Also, the word grinder doesn't really scream that this won't scare your dog. So nail file seems a bit more chill of a product name to me. Now we're ready to run some ads and get some traffic to our store, and the best way to do that is with Facebook ads. So I'm going to do a quick overview of how I'll structure these ad sets for this particular product. But just know that I'll be doing a more detailed video of my ad strategy in the future, so just be on the lookout for that. For our ads, we're going to test 5 different ad sets using the same ad. So these are going to be conversion ads, so just make sure you have your settings set properly if you're going to follow along. Also, make sure you set up your pixel. Just always have a pixel set up. I was getting a notification saying that my pixel wasn't set up, but always know that your pixel is the most important part. You're definitely wasting money if you don't have those attached to your ads. We're going to set each ad set for a $100 budget, starting at 12 a.m. Pacific time on the 7th. If you're just starting out, I'd recommend doing a $10 ad set rather than 100. Remember, this is just a challenge, so I'm doing something that no one would ever really teach you to do. For our audience setup, we're going to turn off detailed targeting because it's pretty useless this early on. Our location is only going to be the US, and our language is just going to be English all. For the people, we're going to want to exclude, and make sure you do this for every ad you ever run. We're going to exclude people who have an interest in the website Wish, AliExpress, dropshipping, and Alibaba. That will remove the people like us who are in on this whole dropshipping thing. Usually I'd say to leave the age range alone, but having tested this before, there were hardly any clicks from people under 20. So we'll give the Pixel a bit of a head start there. When I tested this product earlier in the year, the best ad set was a lot of small dog breeds all mushed into one ad set and then narrowed with the engaged shopper's behavior. So that's what we'll do. We do this by picking one small dog breed. I used Pug, then clicking the suggestion feature and finding all the other small dogs. Once we have a solid list of small dogs, we'll go ahead and click narrow further and add a engaged shopper behavior as a must also match. This narrows your group of people down to folks who have recently interacted with Shop Now buttons on a Facebook ad. It's not always smart to use engaged shoppers, but this is a challenge and I'm trying to force some purchases early on. Now we'll name that ad set Small Dogs and then set up the ad creative. We'll upload the video, add the primary and headline text, then we'll make sure to put our link directly to the product page and not the homepage. Make sure your call to action is a Shop Now button. That's a huge key. Now we'll just publish the ad set. Once published, make sure we're at the ad set level and duplicate the ad set 4 times. And make sure to leave the share engagement box checked. Then we'll delete all the detailed targeting on a newly created ad set, except for the excluded group. We'll use that excluded group for every single ad set. For ad set 2, we'll go with dog breeding as our interest. For 3, pets at home. But on that one, we'll also include the engaged shopper's behavior. For the 4th, we'll go with dog grooming, as that could be a sudden new interest given our situation. And for the 5th, we'll go with dog collar, just as a completely random interest that we'll use as our wild card. Now hit publish and we're ready to go. Now you're done! You've got everything set up and we'll just let the Pixel do the work for us. So we'll see you in 72 hours. Okay, our ads have been running for 72 hours and I've tinkered with them a little bit. So let's check in and see what made some money and what didn't and how much we actually made in 72 hours. Our ads took forever to get approved and didn't start running until a tad later on the 7th. So right now we're around 2 p.m. on the 10th, so we'll just go ahead and call that 72 hours. And just before we get into this, I just want to say, if you're watching a YouTube video on dropshipping and they aren't showing you their Facebook ad manager that shows their conversion results, then just click out of it as they're likely frauds. Okay, sorry for the quick rant. Now, looking at the ads from the 7th to the 10th, we ended up with a 1.70 ROAS, which ROAS is just return on ad spend, and a total of 82 purchases. Now, ideally, you want to have over a 2 ROAS just to build your store around one product. But we did have 2 ad sets that performed over a 2.0 for this during the 72-hour period. So that's really a great sign. A 1.4 ROAS is our break even when you factor in the product cost. And all but 1 ad set ended up profitable. I did tinker with the ad sets a few times because I panicked with how late the ads were approved on the 7th. And just never do that. I think these results could have been much better if I wasn't trying so hard to force 100 purchases. In total, we spent $2,240 on ads, $1,216 on product costs, and our total sales revenue was $4,099. That's a $643 profit, but we'll also need to pay for the ad video, which was $22, and the domain, which was $13, leaving us with a final profit of $608. So overall, we're going to call this a success. Obviously, there's so much we can do to improve the store, like adding extra products for upsells, improving the logo, improving the site design, and improving the product description. Really, all of that could be done, but maybe that can be you implementing these changes. Like I said earlier in this video, one of my lovely subscribers will be the proud new owner of this store. Now that's, of course, if we get to 100 likes on this video, so make sure to like and subscribe. And make sure to comment Queen down below to be entered in this giveaway. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next week.